So Gary is really just sort of the latest in a long line of filmmakers that you've sort of helped prop up and, really help them launch into their own directing careers. I'm curious, what is it you see in filmmakers that makes you excited to take that journey with them? And specifically, what was it you saw in Gary?
Well, the thing that I looked out for the most, literally, is are you guys a fan of the genre? And those are usually the kind of people that I want to work with. Like they understand it, they get it, they love the world, and so it just makes it easier for me to sort of work with them, and it makes it easier for me to communicate with them because we're gonna have a shorthand language. And but the fact with Gary is the fact that we've worked together on a whole bunch of other movies before that he has written and produced for us, and it felt like it was like the next natural progression for Gary to step behind the camera, and he's actually been harboring the aspiration to direct for a very long time now. And I see him sometimes quietly in the background of our other projects where he would sort of literally take notes, directing notes, and paying a lot of attention and just learning and just sort of soaking it up. And I really think a lot of that paid off because I think he did such a terrific job with Annabelle Comes Home.
Yeah, it's really, really fun film.
Yeah.
And it kind of has, like, to make a parallel to another franchise you've been a part of, like a Fast Five energy, where it like brings the whole gang together for this really fun popcorn experience.
Yeah.
Can you talk about sort of helping land that energy and what the development was like to get there? Because it's different from the tone of the Conjuring films.
Yeah, it's different from the other Annabelle films in some ways, but it still feels like it's part of the Conjuring sort of world because the most obvious connection is the fact that Vera and Patrick are in this one, and as the title would suggest, Annabelle Comes Home, which the other two weren't at home, and so this one, the fact that this one now takes place in the Warrens' home, and for a lot of fans and audiences out there, they were first introduced to Annabelle from the first Conjuring film, where they saw Annabelle in the haunted artifact, and so it's great to finally sort of come full circle and be able to bring the story back to the Warrens' home, and by the very nature that the cast in this film is much younger. The younger girls and the younger boys and all that in this film, it kind of took on a more Emblem tone.
Totally.
It has very 80s quality about it, and that's something that Gary and I love, and so we just lean into that and just sort of embrace the fact that that this is still a scary movie in the Conjuring universe, but not be afraid to just have fun with it.
Yeah, and it is really fun. I think summer's a great spot for it. You obviously are always spinning many plates, and so coming out of Aquaman, you guys have announced that The Trench is happening, which I find so exciting. So many monstrous opportunities, but I'm also curious, what did you learn from building the Conjuring universe that you're able to apply there? Because it seems sort of that's falling in line with the general start in the home base and build out from it.
Yeah, I think it's important to make sure you get the first movie right first. Sort of set the world, set the characters, and then if that works, then you can organically spin off all these different stories. I think the key is to kind of create a world that is rich and create characters that people like and care about, and then it just makes the sort of the branching out that much easier, or at least more organic. And I think that's what I learned from sort of helping design the Conjuring world, is just realizing that realizing how to build the world, build characters, and then let it organically take you where it wants to go, as opposed to you telling it where it should go.
Yeah. Well, I say the more shared horror universes, the better. So thank you for doing the Lord's work.